peace and abundance of wellness to the family, yo. First off, I want to say, man, thank you. Thank you. I'm very grateful for everybody that's been supporting. Y'all make sure that y'all tap into the new video that's dropping tomorrow at 7 o'clock. The Covenant, produced by my man Z West. Also, shout out to Waddy. Salute to Waddy, man. He did a phenomenal job on the video. Salute to Czar, behind the scenes footage, man. Salute to AB, MC No Face for putting on a crazy show. Salute to my brother Henry for supporting me, my sister Asia for the art, Charisma Divine for always being behind me and support everybody. Support, yo, shout out everybody that's just been pouring into me and pouring into themselves. And if you rocking with Supreme Wellbeing, you pouring into yourself anyway. And I can't help but to pour back into you when you pour into yourself. I can't help but to just give to you and support you and keep you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate y'all so much, man. It means a lot to creatives when we are like, when you get support. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people think that you don't make money off of art, but you really do. You're the most wealthy off of art because you get all the priceless things that come with it, like support, like love, like loyalty. The feeling of being rich is much more valuable than the materialistic gain and being rich and being miserable. For real, man. So I appreciate y'all for that. I appreciate y'all for that a lot. And also tap into the sale. Tap into the CMOS sale. I have a crazy sale going on all month, a gratitude sale where you can get 8-ounce jars, purple and gold Grenadian CMOS for $15.99, and then I got the big 16-ounce jars for $19.99. Man, y'all gotta hop on that. Crazy, half on shipping on my site. Just hit me up. I got you on that. The update on the site will be there soon. But I wanted to get into some things. So I wanted to get into this Diddy situation. And before we start talking about this, I want everybody to know that in no way am I judging P. Diddy. In no way am I trying to discredit him in any type of way, even though some of the allegations may be true. They may not be true. We know how Diddy been getting down. We know how some of the people that's been associated with him have been disgruntled and had grievances. But I'm not here for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge him. I'm not here to say anything about him in a sense of like discrediting him or his legacy. I think, you know what I'm saying, we can kind of do that ourselves. But I just wanted to point out some things of how of karmic law in association with universal law, and for all those that are looking to be universal lawyers dealing with universal law. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when I've came to a point where I said I wanted to make a drastic change in my life, and I started putting the universal laws to the test, and I truly believe that knowing the universal laws, and once you know these universal laws, you can associate them with any type of spiritual belief system that you have. Because when you start putting these universal laws to the test, this is when things start happening for you, and a lot of unfoldment of things start happening to you in your life, and you can go into a quantum, or what I like to call a quantum shift, where you stop living life and you actually start creating it. You start creating your life the way that you envision it in your life, but you got to know exactly what it is that you desire, and what you want wants you. What you desire desires you. However, your desires change as you go into self-evolution of yourself. So that's why it's important for us to be universal lawyers and become, have a self-realization to really understand what true spirituality is about. And then when you go into the universal laws, you can kind of line up what it is you want to put to the test. For instance, like for me, you know what I'm saying, like the law of attraction. The law of attraction. So you're saying, well, I want to attract this in my life. I want to manifest this in my life. But you have to become what it is that you want to attract. And even then, it's not that simple. The simplicity, you thinking that you're going to attract what you are, it goes a little bit more complex, because for example, for me being a healer, only because I'm healing myself, only because I'm on a self-healing journey myself, not to proclaim as I'm out here healing people, which some people might say that I am. But my main focus is to heal myself. You know what I'm saying? My main focus is to treat myself with the utmost self-love and be an example of that, to show people. So with me doing that, I started attracting people to me. Those people that were attracting women to me, but some of those women that was attracted to me, it wasn't because they was attracted to me. It was because maybe they was attracted to the healing energy, because they needed healing. And this is something that I had to realize. You know what I'm saying? I had to realize that some women were being attracted to me because they needed healing, not because we were supposed to be together, or I was attracting what I am, a healer, because I'm healing myself. But I had to come to a realization of understanding, like, I'm attracting people who need healing. I'm attracting women who need healing, not women who I'm actually supposed to have an intimate relationship with or a long-term relationship with. So that's just one example of understanding universal law, how to use it, and becoming a real universal lawyer. And you know what I'm saying, like, really, like, you gotta, you gotta cross-examine yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put yourself on the stand, cross-examine yourself, and stand true on your testimony. You know what I'm saying? And in your own defense, understand who you are on a deeper level, so you can get to a place to where you can state your claim and have a strong defense amongst things that come into your life and your unfoldment of coming to who you truly are. This is the main focus that I want to get into when I'm talking about Diddy, because some people will go ahead and already say these allegations. Now, we know Homeland Security raided his home. However, there's no indictment on him. So that just shows that, he is a part of some things that's been coming up with him, with sex trafficking and prostitution and underage, things like, we knew these were rumors, but now it's coming to the light. And it's not looking too good for him now, in a sense of how it's looking from the media's eye. But I want to look at it from a universal and karmic law perspective, so we can put it all in perspective on how we can see it from what might be actually happening or might not be actually happening, and we can see it from a universal way of, okay, if this was happening, karma doesn't always have to be bad. Karma can be good. Karma actually just means, like, you're just getting back the actions that you're giving out. So if you have, like they say, good karma and bad karma. So if you're having good karma, that means that you're sowing good seeds and you're planting good seeds. And you might plant seeds that you don't get an immediate ROI on. Like your ROI might be long term, because you might plant a seed and it doesn't immediately grow. But in the future, that same seed that you planted is what makes you more wealthy than you ever have in your life. Some of y'all are planting seeds right now that's going to grow to make you into a multi-millionaire, and not financially first. You'll be a multi-millionaire emotionally. You'll be a multi-millionaire spiritually. You'll be a multi-millionaire socially. First you have to, communication transfers into cash flow, but you know how to socialize. You come out of being this introverted state, that you find out new things about yourself, or how you communicate, and how you can act in front of crowds, or how you can look somebody in the eye and impact them and change their life and find your purpose through that. This is what the universal laws do for us. They come into helping us move around in this physical manifestation until we ascend into the eternal part of us. That's the eternal part of us is the priceless part of us. This is why I wanted to talk about this, man. This joint is deep, man. This joint is deep right here, for real. So we know Diddy had these allegations amongst him. So we're gonna look at the universal laws, and then we're gonna look at the karmic laws. Well, with the Diddy situation, they came into his home. They raided his home looking for. He doesn't have an indictment, but they have some clues or some type of evidence that he could be involved in some type of the allegations that's been coming out about him. You know what I'm saying? People have been coming forward saying that he's been groping them. He's been, prostitution, and at parties he's been putting drugs and drinks and drugging sexual acts and all these different things, right? Okay, so if these things are true, if this behavior is true that Diddy has, and then we look at his past history with artists who have went down a long road of real misery, or maybe even death, deceased, and we say, wow. And then even with the, I don't know if y'all know much about hip hop, but even with the locks, with Diddy keeping some artists publishing, and with the gluttonous and the greed and the things of him, just a lot of different negative energy and allegations around P. Diddy. And then, but I would still hear people talk good about him. I would still hear people talking positive and productive things around Diddy, because he did do positive and productive things. But this goes back to the universal laws and the karmic laws that I wanted to talk to you to in association with this situation, because it's like a scale. It's like a scale. The first universal law, the law of divine oneness, everything is connected. So with us making the connection, so when we say everything is connected, now it definitely, Jen, evil can't hide anymore. But also good can't hide anymore either. The law of polarity, it's two sides. There's two sides. That's why we, we say God is the greatest, God is good. God is also the opposite of that as well. God just is. And this is why it's good to know your universal laws, so you can be in the mind state of understanding, okay, on a higher level of self-realization and going within the eternal part of you. So your higher and lower self, which one is going to win? On a daily basis, success is a daily thing. So the first universal law is the law of divine oneness and the connectedness. Now, if we can get a really good grasp of that law, everything is connected, that we can say, for instance, the root of a tree, you got mycelium under the tree. And the mycelium is like the nervous system of plants. It's like it's they call it mycelium. It's mushrooms, and it at the root, it helps the roots of the trees connect through a nervous system. So, but if we as humans can grasp that one in connection, we wouldn't have problems like wars, racism, sexism, things of this nature. But we don't get it. We don't get it. We're steady fighting amongst each other, and we can't get over these sexual urges that make us go into this behavior, as you can see with P. Diddy. Even with all his materialistic success, he, even if it's not true, he still got all these allegations going on about him. You know what I'm saying? So if he has all these allegations going on with him, even with all his success that we see from the imagery, man, eternally, we might have some work to do. We might got some work to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to go over these laws with y'all, man, because it gets deep right here. Hold up, let's do karmic law. Then the first law in the karmic law is the great law. The great law being whatever we put into the universe, we will get back to us. So wow. Y'all know what goes around comes around, right? But let's be real. How often do we really, in the moment of emotional reactivity, how often are we really thinking about that? Or are we just thinking about how we feel in that moment? This is why discipline is such an important thing. A part of those understanding, we see exactly what's happening. I love it. Right. Discipline, I got a book called A Step-by-Step Guide to Improve Your Self-Discipline. Listen, discipline is putting an elevated action over how you feel. So if you feel like you don't feel like getting up in the morning, but you put that disciplinary action over above that feeling and say, I'm getting up in the morning and I'm going to change my reality and I'm going to do what I have to do. That's discipline. So just think what can happen when you put an elevated emotion and align it with your discipline. This is what makes humans so incredible, is emotion. We can take emotion, the energy behind human emotion, like love, passion. Oh man, like love and passion. Love is boundless. Human emotion can take us places that other species that could be living beyond this galaxy may not be able to have, because Other species may not be able to feel an emotion of love. Then when they look at humans and they say, wow, what is this emotion of love? It makes them love people that are been deceased for years. It makes them go crazy over their partners. It makes them die and sacrifice their own life for their child. It makes them lay down their life for their friends. So you can align elevated emotions with elevated actions, or you can use discipline by putting an action over how you feel to make something happen in your life that you know that you need. This is when we get into the law of vibration, the universal law of vibration. Everything, that's number 2. We see he reaping what he's sowing. If that is what he's doing. Even with the allegations, if people saying that you're doing something and people going out, it's the Me Too effect. He said he did it. Oh, well, I'm going to come out and say what he did to me. Well, I'm going to come out and say what he did to me. Well, why y'all ain't been said? Because y'all didn't have the courage to say it. So one person stepped up and said it, and y'all said y'all got some back, and now y'all going, and now he got these allegations when the evil should have been already. Y'all should have been condemned that evil. Y'all should have been spoke out against that evil. But sometimes out of fear, we're hesitant out of fear. But at the same time, we believe in different doctrines out of fear. On a spiritual level, a lot of us only believe what we believe out of fear. To be real and be honest about it. So let's go to the law of vibration. Everything has a unique vibrational frequency. So like we were saying before, having a neuroendocrine response in the body is going to determine like your vibrational pull or your vibration rhythm inside of what's going on inside of you. If you're having a neuroendocrine response of serotonin, the long-term blissful chemical in the body is mostly produced in the gut. You're feeling good. Oxytocin, you're feeling love. That's the love hormone in the body. So you're feeling love and you're moving in love. That's how you manifest. That's how you get to the Christ consciousness. That's the type of seeds you're gonna be planting. That's what you're gonna be. That's what you're gonna see in your future. Cause that is your frequency. You're constantly moving in that love frequency. So those are the plants that you're sowing. You're constantly putting those actions of elevated love in front of how you feel. You might not be feeling like giving away love. You might be feeling horrible. However, you suppress that feeling and put forth the disciplinary action of love. This is what keeps your frequency high. This is what keeps what they call the vibration. Oh, the vibes is high. Because everybody's mind and heart is in coherence with love, which brings forth actions of passion, actions of empathy, actions of consideration, actions of thoughtfulness, actions of mindfulness. When you're moving in greed and you're moving in your root chakra and gluttonous, you get allegations like this that he got going on. Now, like I said, I'm not here to bash Diddy. No Diddy. I'm not here to bash Diddy, but we see what's going on. And honestly, let's go back to karmic law. Let's go back to the karmic law. Well, we're going to line all this up. Second law, the law of humility. One must accept something in order to change it. So, wow. Let me tighten this up. The first thing we should do with ourselves is to come out of denialism that we can always find a new level of self-love. The more love we show in ourselves, the more love we're showing others. That's just a fact. There's always a new level of love to be found. You have to humble yourself to find it sometimes, though. You got to humble yourself to find it sometimes, because we could be thinking that really be thinking that we loving on ourselves, but it's really just instant gratification. So the law of humility takes you out of a place of thinking that you know and realizing that you know not and that you know nothing. And it puts you in a place of, oh, okay, wow, I can really learn something new. Not just understanding I can learn something new, but I know that I need to learn something new in order to get to the next level of love. If I get to the next level of loving myself, I can get to the next level of loving other people. And that's what I said. For example, let me give y'all an example for today. So today I was doing some contract work. It's caterer, right? So this old head was there. He was like, yo, he had some Doritos. I was like, man, I don't eat them Doritos. Turned the Dorito pack around. I showed him. I said, man, look at all that stuff in there. He was like, man, that stuff in everything. He said, man, that stuff in the Doritos and everything. I said, man, not where I shop at. Not where I shop at, all that stuff ain't in everything. He then goes on to say, well, I don't got money to go shop at those places that you shop at. I said, what makes you think it's expensive? I said, so you putting a price on your life and on your health? I thought that was priceless. I starve and I fast like Jesus Christ for 40 days and 40 nights before I eat all them chemicals and carcinogens in them Doritos. I love myself too much to do that. And I'm not saying we don't make decisions out of love. I'm not saying that we don't get impulsive and make impulsive decisions as human beings moving forward. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying through these laws of karma, you're gonna suffer whatever that karmic outcome or that whatever that karmic response is, whatever that karmic consequence is. You're gonna suffer that by that decision that you make, whether it's impulsive or rational. In that moment, that's why I say, when you weaponize the discipline, you put the action over the feeling. If you practice putting the action over the feeling, that's disciplinary. That's disciplinary science. Put the action over the feeling, you'll surpass instant gratification and start planting those reaping and planting those long-term ROI seeds in your life in the future to set yourself up in the future by karmic law, by good karmic law. The law of humility. We got to humble ourselves. Humility will take us to a place of understanding that what we see on this physical manifestation is not the priceless assets of life. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter at all. The priceless things, the priceless assets of life matter. And the more that we understand and connect with the eternal part of us, the better off that we're going to be, the better off our family is going to be. We start understanding ourselves on a different and deeper level, which puts us in a deeper spiritual relationship and journey. So Diddy, even with these allegations, he's running. He's on the run right now. He's in a different country. Okay. Now, during his rumors of his track record, let's go back to universal law. So his track record, we know he have done some people kind of, he's done some people dirty. All right, cool. Here's the thing. So the greed catches up with you. I don't know if y'all, Craig Mack was an artist with him. Craig Mack was doing bad, man. I just don't see how you can see somebody that you used to do, business with and have, relations with, and just see them decline and not reach out a helping hand. Or maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he did reach out. But what I do know is this is what's going on here is going to reveal if he did or if he didn't. Because your actions and the way you move, they're always going to catch up with you long term. They're always going to catch up with you. You can't hide from God. You can't hide from God. God said, I see what all you do and everything that you do. And what we don't realize is that our subconscious mind is recording everything that we do from birth. Right here. Your subconscious mind has everything. It's a database for everything that you do. You can't hide from it. Let's get that straight. So you think you're getting away with something. You ain't getting away with something. It's going to come back and haunt you. And when it comes to you, and you can't calculate when it does. But when it does, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it. Your subconscious mind is a database for everything that you do. That's why when you read them scriptures and you say, I know everything that it is that you do. Once you read that scripture, it was in your database, and you already, now that it registered, now that you know, you can't run from God. God is a part of you, and that eternal part of you is now activated, and it was activated since the day that you was born. So the outer actions that you do, they're going to come back and haunt you, good or bad. The law of correspondence. As above, so below. There's no top without a bottom. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a strong foundation. You got to have a strong foundation. You ever notice people that grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth and everything was given to them and they didn't have to work really for nothing? And honestly, they're at a great disadvantage because they don't have a strong foundation. They don't know how to go get it. They don't really know who they are. Everything was given to them. They didn't never get a chance to see who they truly were to the core of them. You know what I'm saying? But some of us that came up from a strong foundation of finding who we are, when we went through something and we had to develop a foundation, we had to build it up brick by brick in order to make our top strong. Our bottom had to be sturdy. You know what I'm saying? So what you see now came from the bottom. We don't look like what we've been through. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with the Diddy situation, Diddy, if these allegations are true, his success and what he got into was just a revealing of who he truly was anyway. It just made him more of who he was. Now he could have changed that, but sometimes money makes that difficult. Sometimes money makes it difficult for us to find who we truly are. That's why a lot of us don't have it. Because if we got it, we would be probably having some of the same behavior that Diddy has. To be real. So the universe puts us in a place, or the source, or God, whatever you want to call your higher power, puts us in a place of finding ourselves before we're gifted with financial wellness. And that's the key to it. Find yourself. Dollars will want you. Man. The law of action, manifestation requires aligned action. Word. Yeah, definitely 7 p.m. they be ready. I addressed that earlier. I addressed that initially before I got into the whole Diddy thing, man. They got to tune in tomorrow at 7 for real. For real, man. What was I at? Oh, manifestation requires a line. Okay, the law of action. Okay, so the action, man. Let's go. Let's keep that in mind. The law of action. Then we're gonna go back to law of action. The Karmic law, the law of creation. Life does not happen by itself. It needs to be made happen. That's what I was talking about, quantum shifting, creating a life and not living it. And then with the universal law that we just read, the law of action, manifestation. You manifest what you are. If you are a God-loving man, if you are one who is seeking God, if you are one who are seeking the universal secrets, if you are one that are constantly trying to understand spirituality, if you are on a self-discovering journey, if you are one that reads the scriptures, one to become closer to your creator, if you are one that wants to get into nature, if you are a people person, if you are one that wants to service, so you are an ambitious one, a thoughtful one, you know what I'm saying? If you are one of those, that means that you're doing nothing but sowing seeds for yourself in the future to bring forth and attract that. Because your actions are surrounded around prosperity. All those actions, your eagerness to learn, your eagerness to be closer to God, your eagerness to service others, all that is helping you in the new future. Now, and it's all because you're immersed in the now. You're immersed in the now of understanding, like right now, this is what I need to be doing. This is all that is. I'm in the now. I'm in the past. I'm in the future. The now is all that is. So in the now, if this is what I'm gonna immerse myself in moving forward, this is my action moving forward. Then I know I'm putting myself in a position to be able to manifest anything that I want, because that I am that I want. When you become what you want, then this is when everything starts to happen for you the way that you want it to happen. But what you desire and want to happen changes as you evolve within yourself. So the law of action, it all goes into the manifestation required with who and what you are. So who are you to be able to get what it is that you want? I desired, before I got into entrepreneurship with Supreme Wellbeing, I honestly didn't know what I desired. I was kind of just living through life, trying to get a better grasp on making money. But until I realized that I didn't make the money, I attracted the money. They make the money in Washington, where they print it off at, and all that. That's where they make the money. I had to come into realization that I was the asset. I had to jump out of that depression, jump out of that anxiety, and understand, like, okay, no, I am the asset. I am the money. Dollars should want me, because the more I improve and grow within myself, the more revenue that I'm gonna generate. The more skills that I acquire, the more I'm gonna manifest. It's just not gonna come to me because I want it. I can't just sit and meditate and say, "Oh, I'm $1 million." No, it don't work like that. I had to become $1 million. Now I know I look like $1 million. I feel like I have $1 million. So I'm gonna make $1 million. It's all in the feeling. The feeling aligned with the action. But if you have a feeling, when we're used to feeling, like I was saying earlier, of instant gratification, you got to learn to put the action over that. That's discipline. The action over the feeling, and the action that's gonna get you towards your goals. So Diddy, wow. Let's go back to karmic law then. Let's go back to karmic law, man. Diddy. The law of connection. So who was Diddy connected with? Who was Diddy connected with? You know, the thing about this is, like I said, I'm not here to blast another black man. But we have to look at these things so we don't make the same mistakes, because your whole life can change with one relationship, one decision. You could be in the same position as Diddy in the entertainment business, flourishing, life changing. You just never know. So when you get into these positions, if you're not right within, and sometimes you'll be put in these positions because you're not right within, so you can lose it all. But the question would be, will you be able to get it all back? Or will you lose it all on this physical man forever? Just to teach you a lesson of, well, I showed you all this just to show you that it means nothing if you're not right within. It means absolutely nothing if you're not right within yourself. If you don't get in contact with the priceless attributes and assets of yourself, then all this means nothing. This is all just a tool that can be used against you to show how weak you are, to be able to sell your soul on this physical manifestation of materialistic gain that means nothing. It has absolutely nothing to do with your soul. Now, it makes things more comfortable, don't get me wrong. It makes things more comfortable moving around on the outside, but on the inside, you're really miserable. Covering it up with drinking, partying, drugs, you know what I'm saying, sexual immortality, filling voids with women, exploiting women. You know what I'm saying? We got mamas. Why you treating women like that? Do you love your mom? I had to learn how to cherish and value women based off that. The more I found myself getting more emotionally intelligent, the more I found myself getting in touch more with the black woman inside of me. This is how I started manifesting women around me, that I didn't have to have intimate relationships, that took my life to the next level. Put me on to all different type of money, speaking engagements, buying products from me. I'm setting boundaries like, nah, that's not what I want from you. I'm in the nation building. Let's do this. Let's build on entrepreneurship. Let's build on property. Let's build on ownership. Let's build our revenue. Let's build our revenue and not our romanticism. Take notes on that, man. I'm telling you, man. Some of the strongest warriors you can have around you is women, man. Women will hold you down way before a man will. Real talk, man. So now we're gonna get back. We're gonna get more into this universal lawyer thing a little bit more, man. I just wanted to touch on it a little bit, man, because, you know what I'm saying, like, Diddy, man, I really, it's unfortunate You know what I'm saying? But if this turns to be true, if he really is involved in these things, it's shameful. And he should be ashamed of himself. And we know shame is the lowest frequency. Shame is, if you're dwelling in shame, that means you're dwelling in the lowest frequency and vibration of yourself. So you gotta come up out of that shame. But in order to come up out of that shame, you have to stop being in denial of yourself. You have to accept. Oh, what was the law? Oh, what was it? What was it? What was it? Oh, the law of humility. You must humble yourself and come into humility. The third karmic law. The second karmic law. One must accept something in order to change it. There it is. There it is right there. One must accept something in order to change it. You don't want to accept it. You're running from it with distractions, all the party and all the game. You running from it. You running from it. You don't want to accept this part of you that you need to heal. You don't want to accept this part of you that you need to heal. And that's what the issue is. So let's take, what I want y'all to take out of this is accept the parts of you that you need to heal and get right. Don't keep running from them. Don't smoke it away. Don't try to smoke it away. Don't try to drink it away. Don't try to club it away. Deal with it and come out a new, evolved you. Self-evolution is the key. You know what I'm saying? Word. Self-evolution is the key, yo. Don't run from it. Deal with it. Heal from it. You know what I'm saying? That's why the HEAL in health, man. Heal, health. They tried to switch that up and make it seem like health is just putting the band-aids on symptoms, treating the symptoms, but health is healing to the core of you, to the root of the problem. So the karmic law show you, know what I'm saying, accept it about yourself. One must accept something in order to change it. One must accept it, man. He got to just accept it in order to change it. But when you live in that lifestyle, it's hard to accept certain things because when you got money, you feel like you untouchable, you invincible. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can change. Nothing can do nothing to you until you find out quickly, man, how you got all that money was still so broke. All that money is still so broken. Good gracious. Woo! Ah, man. All right, y'all. Let y'all get in for the night, man. It's getting kind of late. Appreciate y'all locking in with me. Y'all make sure tomorrow, 7 p.m., go to my YouTube right now, subscribe, yo. Supreme Wellbeing, the video is dropping tomorrow at 7 p.m. The Covenant, inspired by the self-fulfilling promise. You know what I'm saying? Making a covenant with yourself, your eyes, your heart, your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Dope bars in there. It's produced by my man Zay West. Shot by Waddy, man. Y'all make sure y'all go salute to Vinny. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe and look out for that at 7 p.m. tomorrow. We going all the way crazy, okay? I appreciate y'all support. Don't forget about the gratitude sale, CMOS. $15 jars, $20 jars. You cannot beat it, man. Y'all make sure y'all lock in and y'all take advantage of that. Go subscribe to my YouTube. Go on my Instagram and be ready for that premiere. Sign up for that premiere tomorrow at 7 p.m. The Covenant. I appreciate y'all's support. I got some more shows coming up. Y'all stay locked in with me. Peace and wellness to the family.